Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I am Tanisha. This is Tanisha's World. And today is Mental Health Tuesday. So I decided to do something different. At the end, I will update about my personal mental health and how this week was. But today I want to talk about a topic that affects, hold on, I'm going to tell you how many people, hold on. 16.2 million adults have had at least one major depressive episode in a given year. So we're going to talk about depression since it affects 16.2 million people in a given year. Depression is a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. Depression can be normal and is only an indicator of underlying disease when feelings become excessive, all-consuming, and interfere with daily living. I know about depression because I have a major depressive disorder and I have bipolar depression. So I have two types of depression. Clinical depression is a mental illness, a mental disorder characterized by persistent depressed mood or loss of interest in activities. And so I take Clonidine and Lexapro for my depression and my anxiety. And so those are the methods I take personally for my depression. If I am depressed, I have no interest in anything. I'm not interested in my family, my child, cleaning my house, washing my butt, nothing. When I'm depressed, I can't get out of the bed, I can't function. So persistent depressive disorder is a mild but long-term form of depression. Seasonal affective disorder basically is a mood disorder characterized by depression that occurs at the same time every year. So sometimes people get depressed more in the fall and winter because it's a lack of sunlight. But if you have had triggers that happen at certain times out of the year, you might find yourself depressed more at these times than other times throughout the year. Postpartum depression is a depression that occurs after childbirth. I personally have never had postpartum depression. I take that back. I think with my oldest daughter, I suffered some type of postpartum, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Things to do to cope with depression is to reach out and stay connected. Look for support from people who make you feel safe and cared for. And so what you can do for that is you can make FaceTime a priority. Try to keep up with your social activities even if you don't feel like it. Find ways to support others. Care for a pet. Join a support group for depression. Now, sometimes on Facebook, you can find groups for depression and anxiety. I am part of two of those groups. So if I'm having a depressive mood or depressive day, I can talk about it with somebody who understands what I'm going through. Do things that make you feel good. Do things you enjoy or used to. Support your health. Aim for 8 hours of sleep. Keep stress in check and practice relaxation techniques. So what I do to relax, I take deep breathing. I might go for a walk. I might work out. Things like that. Number 3 is get moving. Exercise is something you can do right now to boost your mood. So basically, when you exercise, you give off endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. Number 4, eat a healthy depression-fighting diet. Don't skip meals. Minimize your sugar and refined carbs. Boost your B vitamins. Boost your mood with foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. I personally have never tried to improve my mood through what I eat. Number 5 is get daily sunlight. That means get out, get some sun. Number 6 is challenge negative thinking. All or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, the mental filter, diminishing the positive, jumping to conclusions, emotional reasoning, should and should nots, and labeling. I have a problem with negative thinking, so what I try to do is stay in the moment and look at what I'm going through compared to what I've been through before and know that it's a better situation. Personally, I struggle with negative thinking in my relationship sometimes because I have been hurt so much in the past that it makes it sometimes hard to see that my boyfriend really cares and that everything doesn't need to be negative. What you can say to help someone with depression. You are not alone in this. I am here for you. You may not believe it now, but the way you are feeling will change. I may not be able to understand how you feel, but I care about you and want to help. When you want to give up, tell yourself you will hold on for just one more day, hour, minute, whatever you can manage. You are important to me. Your life is important to me. Tell me what I can do now to help you. So that's why it's so important that you have people who surround you, who are there to help you and not to tear you down. So as family members and friends of someone who is depressed, those are things that you can say to let them know that you are there for them and that you care. Things not to say, it's all in your head. We all go through times like this. Look on the bright side. You have so much to live for. Why do you want to die? I can't do anything about your situation. Just snap out of it. What's wrong with you? Shouldn't you be better now? So those are the things that you never say to someone who is depressed, because to them it's real. And just because you don't understand why they're depressed doesn't mean you minimize their depression. You are there to support them and help them to feel better about themselves. If I was suicidal, I wouldn't want anybody to say, oh, why do you want to die? You have so much to live for. I understand that I have something to live for, which is my children. But if you are suicidal, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about what you feel and the pain and the hurt and the sadness. That's what you're thinking about, because you no longer feel that you're important or you have a desire to live anymore. So don't ever say that to somebody who is suicidal. Now, again, I told y'all that I would give y'all the suicide number on my videos, so that way if someone is suicidal and you know, or if you're suicidal, you know who to call. So the suicide hotline in America is 1-800-273-8255. And if you don't want to talk to somebody, if you're like me and you really don't like people, you can text HOME to 741-741, and that way you can text and have a conversation about how you feel, and you don't have to actually speak on the phone to anybody else. So that is, and then how I've been doing this week. I have been doing pretty good. What I use to help fight my depression this week is my YouTube channel and my blogging and my book. Now, my book sometimes triggers my depression because I have to talk about what I've been through. And sometimes that's really hard for me to admit what I've been through and to think about it, because it's something that triggers me. And it makes me depressed, it makes me anxious, it makes me sad. But I keep pushing through it because I want to motivate somebody else. I know that my story will help somebody. And by helping somebody, then everything I've been through has a purpose. Sometimes you have to get out of yourself and look at the greater good and how you can help somebody else who's struggling just by saying, I understand, I've been there, but let me give you some hope. Let me give you some inspiration for how you fight this, how you combat it, how you get better. I'm in therapy once a week. My therapist is my go-to. I go to her with however I feel, and I talk it out, and it makes me better. It makes me stronger. So I am very blessed from my therapist. I love her dearly. And we have a connection. We have an understanding. I've been in therapy now since like November or December of last year. So I'm going on a year in therapy. I have therapy once a week because that's what I need. I need somebody I can go talk to once a week and decompress and have someone give me some feedback and get out of my own head and help me. So I hope if you are struggling with depression, this video helps you and inspires you to let you know that you can make it, that these days will not last forever. Number 2, if you know someone struggling with depression, you now know things that you can say to help them. And number 3, you know not what to say to someone suffering from depression. I hope you learned something new today, and I will see y'all tomorrow in my next video. Stay beautiful.